on YouTube yet?
I'm looking.
Oh, okay. All right. Mike's looking
on the iPad.
I'm so excited about this.
I don't know. See, I said when I tested it earlier, it won't work when I go to really use it.
Well, of course, that's kind of how things go. So,
guest podcast. Let's spell it right.
Yeah, and please spell it
live. Yes, look at our mugs.
We're live.
See?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
YouTube. We're YouTube.
That's awesome. Hey, so I just want to say officially on like the show that I love Mike Rollman. And it's because he set us up with YouTube so that I don't have to download every single episode and then adjust it and then re-upload it to YouTube, which has been the big problem the whole time anyway. So I love you, Mike Rollman. I just want to say out there officially, I love you.
Because I don't hear that often. So
I know. I'm sure you don't.
and I feel that I'll be the next PewDiePie here within the next week.
Oh my gosh. I just have to say, I so love Mike Rollman right now. Like,
I don't even know who PewDiePie is. Is PewDiePie a guy or a girl?
I don't know. But my love level right here is like way up here. So I'm so on it right now. Like, so love Mike Rollman. So
I like that. Yeah.
The only woman in your life right now who loves you, probably.
Probably true. Right now.
Because you've probably done something to tick off Pam and Paige and Mallory.
No, not lately. Well, I mean, Paige is in Colombia. And
oh, that's good.
I think she's on her way home, actually.
Is she?
Yep. She better be bringing my Mizzou mask from the athletics department. They're made by Nike.
Nice.
I'll be so protected.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
And I have 3 Mizzou masks on order because I have one mask that listener Linda made she made 5 for our family, but I've called out the Mickey Mouse one. So that's the one I used when I went to the eye doctor the other day.
That's awesome.
I got my forehead zapped for the first time.
What?
Like the temperature gun.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've been doing that for a while. Like when I go to the chiropractor.
Yeah, I've only done that one time. Yeah, that was the first time last week. And the thing I got nervous when I got to the door because like I was driving in my Jeep and
so you're like, oh God, I've been out in the heat.
The heat index was 108 when I was driving over there, top down on the Jeep, rolling. I'm like, oh my God, I'm probably 110.
Exactly.
And then here's the sucker punch of it all. Okay, so I get in. Pam, okay, so it took forever to get eye doctor's appointments because of the pandemic. So finally, Pam gets. This was like back in March. She gets us reservations, appointments for July.
Reservations.
Yeah. So we got to wait like 3 months. And I'm like going blind. So I've been wearing these glasses. My contacts aren't working right. Uh-oh. So anyway, we get these appointments. Pam goes at like 11. I go at like 3 because they're not together.
Yeah.
She goes and does her thing, gets everything squared away. She has good vision anyway. Like it doesn't even matter. Like
exactly.
So she goes through, does the eye tests and all the stuff where they poof you in the eye and all that stuff. And, she picks out she doesn't need glasses, but they said she could use readers.
Yeah.
So they're like, I said, you can get readers at Target, but she has like $150 for insurance. So she gets some readers from the eye place. I go in, I get my go through, take all the tests. Is this one better? That one better? Hold this thing out in front of you. They poof me in the eye with the air and I'm trying to get my eyes open. Like I know it's coming.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to gas you. Yeah, exactly. And they tease you because like when they put that, machine up in front of you, I'm like, I got like Superman vision right now. It's so exciting. So anyway, I'm standing out there. They're all done with that. I decide, I'd like to get some contacts, some like bifocal contacts, this new kind, whatever. So we're talking about it. Come to find out, my insurance doesn't come up until May of next year. So I can't get anything. I was like, sucker punch.
Oh,
in the eye for nothing. So I got to wait till next May.
So you can't get new contacts for
I got them last year and you're only allowed to get them every other year with our insurance.
Wait, you're what? You're only allowed to get contacts every other year with your insurance?
I think so, because I think I got, I want to say I have a bunch. My contacts are fine. They're not like, I can see fine with distance with my contacts, but I can't see up close now that I've been working on the computer constantly.
Right.
So,
that's weird. Yeah. Like I get to go in every year and get new contacts. Like I have to wait a year, but at least like I get, like there's no way I could last a year and a half or 2 years. That's bizarre.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That's
live on Facebook or on YouTube.
What about it?
We are live on YouTube, aren't we?
Yeah, you told me you were.
We are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
John Luke's there. Yeah. John Luke, me too. Me too. I'm so glad.
I know. See, look at that. I just want to make sure that everybody knows we're YouTube.
We are YouTubers now. What up?
Yeah, Mallory's having a friend spend the night, and they were doing she's not on TikTok, but her friend is, and they were doing TikToks with Riley.
Oh my gosh.
I said I get a cut.
That's fantastic. Oh my god.
Okay, so I didn't even tell you what we're doing for Friday.
I thought you told me. Oh wait, you didn't tell me.
We got derailed when I was trying to.
Yeah, we did get derailed. My bad.
Okay, so you can think about this. A lot of it's coming from the Patreon group. So I asked this question earlier today. So we're doing stop, sip, and snack. The best places to sit, sip, and snack.
I love this idea.
A bench, a rail, like you know where, because you can't move, you can't be mobile and sit nowadays.
No,
you get tased.
You will get tased. Yes.
At least arrested. At least go up to your mask and like smack it. You know.
Yes.
Onto your face.
Yeah, I know. That would be rude, man. I'm just saying. Like.
Yes. Yeah, we're live on YouTube for Nikan 1.
Ah, that's awesome.
With the jet going vertical. I love that. I should have busted out my
this is fantastic.
Converted shirt. There's your mom.
I just want to say I love Mike Roman.
Yes.
Never say those words. I never say those words. No.
Yeah, I love Taco Bell. So there you go.
Mike, I had Taco Bell for lunch today.
Right. Isn't it so good? It's so good. I could eat it every day. It's so good.
I was like,
the menu.
I have to tell Mike that I had Taco Bell for lunch today. So yeah.
What'd you have? We're gonna start here, I swear. But
I mean, look, the YouTube people now get the the talk too. No, I had the Doritos Locos Tacos. I had 2 of them. So yeah.
That's it. That's like my appetizer.
I know that's your appetizer. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go to now. This has been my order forever, but it's gonna go away because spicy tostada going away. I always get that. I used to get a Doritos Locos taco. I've replaced that with that like double decker taco now.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I get that. I get a chili cheese burrito, a Fritos burrito, which is going away, and a nachos, and that's going away. So I'll be.
When are they getting rid of nachos?
I don't know. How is Taco Bell chips and cheese? They're getting rid of it.
Right. Wait, the chips and cheese?
Yeah, just the chips and the cheese. They're going.
I
think they don't want people touching the chips. I think is what I read.
Oh, what? I mean, okay.
They touch everything else. They touch.
Yeah, they're touching everything else. I don't understand. They have to touch my. Yeah. They touch the burrito.
You touch my burritos. So they have on gloves.
That's bizarre. Oh my gosh. I will miss the nachos because that was totally my other go-to. Like not the, nacho supreme stuff, but like actual nachos and cheese. Like I would get it all the time. And it was great because the nachos, they taste like they have a little sweetness to it. Like they kind of taste like the cinnamon.
Maybe they keep them in the same bin. I wonder.
I'm sure they do. Yeah. So, oh my gosh.
Hey, yeah. So, John Luke likes his beefy Fritos burritos. That's what I get. Those things are so good. And they're a bargain. They're $1. My chili cheese burrito, which I love because I got addicted to those back in the day when it was Zantigos. Okay. Those before Taco Bell. It was like the poor man's Taco Bell in St. Louis. Zantigos. When I was a kid, they had chili cheese burritos and they were cheap. But at Taco Bell, they're $2. The Fritos burrito, which is twice as big, is $1. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
Sorry,
they do the market research. Your mom's right. Kim in Tucson. Yes. Glad to have you here tonight. She's going down next month to Walt Disney World.
That's all right.
You can watch from work. We will not tell your boss.
I won't tell.
Oh
my gosh.
No, Tim says the only thing you get was nachos. Yeah. Well, I get the nachos because that's my appetizer on the way home. I snack out
like that's a good appetizer on the way.
Like 3 minutes from the Taco Bell, but I eat them on the way home.
I'm with you. I love those nachos. I'm gonna be sad. I am sad, but that's all right. Anyway,
they haven't changed it yet. Now I'm gonna be fired up if after the show I go to and Pam's out. She does DoorDash now every once in a while, so she's out DoorDashing.
Pam's DoorDashing?
Yeah, just to help pay for cheerleading. Cheerleading is really expensive, but it's supposed to rain. I have the top down, no doors on my Jeep. So if it is raining and she's not here after the show, I'm going to starve to death.
Oh,
pop up. Bummer.
First world problems.
I don't tell me about it. All right. Oh, Kim's self-employed. So she, she could tell her boss, but she'd be having a conversation with herself. That's kind of like, Pam's my boss, but like, I'm kind of like an independent contractor. So if I call it like some days we have Cardinal Day in the office.
That's right.
Just because it was the next thing on the hanger.
There you go. Exactly.
Today it was Blue Mickey Mouse shirt day in my office.
That's what it is.
And Disney Cruise Line hat.
Yeah, I see it. You're looking
good. Gosh, Jenny Lee down Australia does not have a Tex-Mex chain. Now, Taco Bell, you have to have Taco Bell though, right? Is it not somewhere in every corner of the world? There has to be Taco Bell.
Maybe not.
Oh my gosh, I could not go. I was going to go to Australia. Not now.
That's it. He's out.
Written off your whole continent. Nope, not happening.
Not happening. Okay.
Going to have a Foster's because it's Australian for beer.
Yeah.
I even drink beer, but I want to be at Crocodile Dundee and have a Taco Bell.
Got it. Yeah.
Have some Vegemite. Okay, let's do this. Let me get that fixed. We're there. We're going to be answering questions. So if you have questions, I saw a couple of them come through as we're talking Taco Bell. We will get to those. Man, 20 seconds ago, Philip landed. Well, now it's been 10 minutes ago that he landed at MCO. Man.
That's awesome.
Magic Kingdom tomorrow or Wednesday. Got a question. I'm just scanning real quick.
You're fine.
There's a couple questions. All right, let's get to those first before they scroll away. Oh, wait, Jenny Lee says, oh, my bad. We have GYG, Guns, Manny, and Gomez.
Manny and Gomez.
Taco Bell Foster's is the worst beer ever.
Got it.
I think Las Fuentes did close. I haven't been back. I don't know. We pop around here in St. Charles. There's a lot of good Mexican places. Oh, Qdoba. Yeah, dude. Scott loves Qdoba, by the way. Okay, anyway, we got to quit talking beer. Okay, here we go. What number is this?
I don't know.
I'm going to do it all night, but I'd rather eat it. Okay, here we go. Oh, and you can do some news at the top about the resorts if you have that.
Okay, I can pull it up. Yeah, let me do it.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much, as always, for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. So glad you're here for more of your listener questions. And thanks to everybody who is tuned in live here on the Be Our Guest podcast Facebook page. And we now have an additional outlet to tune in live and to catch the video of the show after the fact. And it's over on the YouTube channel. So you can go to youtube.com/Be Our Guest podcast. Check out the video of the show. And, that could be your destination for Monday afternoons around 5:45 Eastern, where we record live and have conversations throughout the show. So join us on Facebook or YouTube next week. We are ready to answer your listener questions. Excited to have you here. Joining me today to take on these questions, we have Rikki from touringplans.com and themouseforless.com. What's up, Rikki?
Hey, everybody. So glad to be here today and had a really great birthday. I don't know if everybody saw, but Brian totally knocked it out of the park. He absolutely surprised me. And he went and got me there. So there's this flea market that's nearby, and they had actually a lot of Disney stuff, and it was like vintage Disney stuff. So he went back, surprised me, didn't know he was going back. Like he's really not that good at like keeping secrets. So the fact that he like actually got one over on me was a miracle. And he went and bought just a ton of stuff. So like I have a complimentary like Disneyland ticket. I have a firefighter ticket from Walt Disney World. I have a like the booklets from like the contemporary Walt Disney World from like the 1970s. I have pins from like Typhoon Lagoon's Beach Bash and the grand debut of Disney Channel and something that they did at River Country, which was kind of cool too. So, I mean, I got a ton of just awesome stuff. You can check out my Instagram to see. I took a picture of all the stuff that he got me, and it's just awesome. An old Liberty Tree Tavern kids menu. I have
that's just random.
It is so random. And like I looked at the back. So on the old Liberty Tree Tavern kids menu, you know how now they'll do like Disney characters or whatever. Yeah. So now or back then they had like this game that you could play, and it featured like Disney-fied versions of like Ben Franklin and George Washington. And I'm like, this is so cool.
It's back in the day when schools used to teach social studies.
Yes. So anyway, I thought that was awesome. So I have like a ton of stuff. The problem, I am running out of room in my Disney room here. So like I am going to have to buy another bookshelf because I don't have, I literally do not have enough space on my shelves. So.
Well, I did get you a gift for your birthday. I sent you down the tickets to this year's Mickey's Not So Scared Holiday.
Oh, well.
They're going to be in the mail here very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be really, really helpful here.
All right, real quick off the top of the show, just a couple of breaking news stories. Of course, they happened over the weekend or earlier this week, just to get it to you. First of all, Disney is continuing to modify their mask policy. Of course, no gators, Gaiters, and
Right,
probably no Gators, unless you're from the University of Florida, which that's a whole nother problem.
right.
MIZ, but also no bandanas unless you're Jesse James and you come in the stagecoach. Or now you can't have a mask with a valve or any kind of mesh. Kind of makes sense.
Yes.
You'd be exhaling the gases. That's something. Also, we're going to talk about this on Friday. It's actually going to be the focus of the show, but no mobile snacking and drinking. You have to be parked somewhere and enjoy your drinks and eats with your mask off. So we'll talk about that on Friday. But also, we had news about, again, delayed or indefinite reopenings for some of the Walt Disney World resorts, and I think you have that, Rikki.
I do. So, back when Disney first announced that they were reopening, they had a full list of resorts that were reopening. That was back in June. However, obviously, these times they are changing. So, Disney has decided to make some changes for a few of the resorts. So, the new planned reopening dates are as follows. So, July 29th, Disney's Caribbean Beach will reopen. August 24th, Disney's Yacht Club will reopen. September 21st, Disney's Grand Floridian will reopen. October 4th for Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. October 14th for Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. And November 1st for Disney's Art of Animation Resort. The two that were really impacted by changing dates are the Polynesian and Art of Animation.
Yep.
So if you were staying at one of those two resorts and it's before, when they're reopening, you're going to be staying at a different hotel at this point. There are two resorts that are going to remain closed until further notice. So those are Disney's Beach Club and Disney's Boardwalk. Until their reopening time will be reevaluated in the future. Disney's pretty much said that they are continuing to evaluate adjustments to hotel opening dates as needed and will reopen when the timing is right to do so. So if you are impacted, Disney will be reaching out to those guests who have upcoming reservations, and changes will be modified to your room. So just kind of a heads up on that. So,
and the way this works, because that's what I've been doing all day, the day we're recording here on Monday, is as this was announced earlier this morning, is that if you are affected, you're in one of these resorts where it is not going to be open now, just call Disney or call your travel agent, let them know. And what happens is Disney is going to move you to an equivalent or better accommodation, and you are price locked to your current price, but sometimes it'll work in your favor where it goes down. So if the price goes down, you get that difference, you get the discount, or you get the lower price, obviously. Because, for example, my sister-in-law and her girlfriends, they're all going down in October. Art of Animation, they had a family suite. So Disney put them at Caribbean Beach in a pool view room, but that was actually way lower than the family suite at Art of Animation. But Disney sees it as going from a value to a moderate, but they still got the savings. They went down in price, so they got the savings. But for example, I had another family that was in a family suite at Art of Animation. They got moved over to Kidani Village in a deluxe studio standard view. So that was a price lock because it did go up. So it just depends what Disney is ideally doing. They have a flow chart, the cast members, when you call them for these changes. I'll tell you, because I talk to them all the time. And what they're doing is they're looking to find as close of a price as possible in the next accommodation, but work in your favor slightly. They're not trying to move you from a Little Mermaid room at Art of Animation to contemporary theme park view tower. They're not trying to do that. What they're trying to do is they'll move you from Little Mermaid to Pop Century, or something equivalent or just slightly better. So now if you make the if you go off that, then you got to kind of make your own way. So they're going to offer you something in your favor, or if it's not in your favor, if the price goes down, you gain that discount. So
that's awesome.
Just it's not that bad, but we'll get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Aaron's got the first question of the night. Let's get to it real quick. I heard a rumor that Orlando's making guests who fly into Orlando self-quarantine. Is this true?
Kind of.
It is. Depends where you're coming from.
Yes, that's why I said kind of. So if you're coming from I believe the Northeast, and it's a few select states, then you do have to quarantine for 14 days.
Coming out, because it could change anytime, because
Absolutely.
the Northeast isn't as much of the hot spot as like the Midwest and the South right now.
Absolutely. And knowing us and how things work, this will change by the time this goes out. 2 days. But if you're here in the South, I've been down to Florida a few times. I don't have to quarantine. So I've been down to Florida and didn't have to stop and and do anything. So it just kind of depends on where you're coming from, to be perfectly honest. So
I'm just crossing my fingers it does, because Missouri's not looking good right now. We're going up and up, but I don't want them to put a quarantine order on Missouri, because if it does, I can't go, because I'm going August 5th. There's no way I can quarantine for 14 days. We're only going for 4 nights.
right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, Jacob's got a question here in the live chat. My wife and I are going to sneak down for 3 weeks.
Nice.
Oh wait, in 3 weeks. Okay, I thought it said for 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, that's different.
I do know somebody that's sneaking down for 3 weeks. We'll talk about that someday in the future. Without kids, take advantage of the low crowds and use our annual passes with the extra days, months added on. Are there any great non-Florida resident AP discounts on rooms? Best suggestions on where to stay? Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Okay, so right now, just so you know, and again, as of the day we're recording, Monday, the annual pass discounts are beating Florida resident rates pretty significantly right now. And I mean, you can get, I was going to say beach club, can't get that right now. But you can get certain rooms at like the deluxe villa resorts, or even like a yacht club. Sometimes you can get a room under $300 a night. Like I'm looking like 280, this is pre-tax, like 280, 290 a night for like a standard view, or even like a deluxe studio in the villas. There's great deals out there. So it just depends. Like if you're going down and if you're just going to try to go to Epcot and the studios, I'd look at Yacht Club. If you can't, when are they going? Oh, it's in 3 weeks. Okay. So so I'm trying to think, Caribbean Beach is a good place to land because that's Skyliner access. True. Now that it's open.
True. That's a good point.
Actually, it opens in 2 days, right? It opens the day this comes out.
The 29th. Oh, today's the 29th. Oh, yeah. I guess I should say happy anniversary.
I'm just saying, I was trying to remember what day this comes out. Yeah, so Caribbean Beach is actually where I would go for the access.
Yeah, so happy anniversary to Brian.
Anniversary, Brian.
Yay. We've been married for 14 years, so yay.
There you go. All right, really good question here, though, from Thomas in the live chat. Do you think Disney will still decorate the parks for Halloween, Christmas, etc., even if there's no parties? I say yes.
I say yes, too. Yeah, I think they will. Maybe not as early as who knows at this point. They may still decorate in August at this point for Halloween. But I definitely think that they're going to do something, just to kind of, you got to have the Halloween and holiday spirit. It's so important. So, to a Disney vacation, to that whole thing. So I would suspect that we'll see at least decorations. So,
yeah, if they didn't, it would just be so just depressing. They got to be at least 75%.
Exactly. They decorated for, food and wine. They put up, stuff for that. So I suspect that they'll probably do. It may not be like on the grand scale. Hopefully it is, but, it may not be the total grand scale that it used to be,
Going along with Thomas's question, I didn't even think about this till right this second. Following up to that question, do you think they'll tape the Christmas Day parade?
Oh gosh,
maybe they'll do it without spectators like baseball.
That's a good question. They could. Honestly, they probably could if they made it about the parade again, which they haven't done in years. They actually just had the floats coming down. You could have a presenter. Rest in peace, Regis, because
this one they should dedicate to Reg.
Exactly. He was always the hostess with the mostest. Whatever, host with the most, I guess. Anyway,
as long as they don't put the computer generated guests like Fox does. Those things are freaky.
Don't do that.
They move in weird ways. It freaks me out every time.
Yeah, I'm out with that. But I guess they could show off obviously some of the new attractions that they have. You got Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that they could show off. They always end up doing that. Now, the one thing that they wouldn't be able to do that I think they've been doing over the past couple of years is like the family vacations. I guess they could. They usually invite a few families to celebrate the holidays. So maybe they could still do that too because the parks are open. They couldn't have the concerts unless they just brought in the musical acts by them. They could possibly do it. It would just
we have a Christmas morning without a Disney Parks parade.
Highly modified, I think. No. I think it would be highly modified if they do it, but it's possible. Look, they're doing other shows and stuff like that right now. The Today Show is doing their stuff. So it's absolutely possible that they could potentially do something. It just might be a very modified version of a parade. But that's a good
I don't want
question.
to. I don't want a Zoom Christmas Day parade.
I mean,
I want.
look, did you see that they did the Christmas, or not the Christmas, but the Disney family sing along stuff? And that was kind
I
of
didn't.
cool.
I don't. I don't do that stuff.
I know you don't do that stuff. I'm just saying, like, that was cool. Like, they did a good job with that, and that was all Zoom related, basically. I mean, I don't know. I think they could do it. It's possible. It's possible. I say yes. I say yes.
Let us know on social media what you think. Are they going to have a Disney Parks Christmas celebration this year for Christmas morning? Let us know on Twitter at BRGuestPod or at BRGuestMike. As this comes out, I'm curious because I don't really know at all.
I have no idea.
I don't know what people think, and give a little feedback as to why. All right, hey, first comment coming in through YouTube.
Ooh.
From John Luke.
Thanks.
With the Magical Express not handling luggage at MCO, does that mean they won't move luggage when you're doing a split stay? We're staying at Copper Creek and then moving to Beach Club in September. Oh, you're not moving to Beach Club in September. Moving somewhere. We've talked about that in the show. I think they are still, but I have Scott's down on a split, and I'm going to ask him, but I think they are, from what I've been told.
I believe they are. It's just they don't want to do it from MCO to the resorts. I think there's a little bit of liability there. Well,
it's probably a economic thing too. You don't have to have people handling your stuff.
Absolutely. So, but I believe they'll definitely still be able to assist you if you're doing like a split stay. I'm not, like I said, not 100% sure, but I'm relatively sure that because you're not gonna be able to take your luggage on a Disney bus to get to your, new location, and they're not doing minivans, so I would assume that they would be able to take care of it.
There'll be a lot of people walking down World Drive like pulling their suitcase behind them with like a little leash.
I love it.
I've heard of people wanting to ride on the Skyliner with their luggage. I don't think that's a great idea.
No, probably not. No.
Okay, Amanda from Facebook says, do guests wear masks at the Disney pools?
So I believe, and I haven't been in the Disney pools. I was at the Universal pool. There, as long as you were in a seated position, you didn't have to wear the mask, or they didn't like come at you and say, "Hey, where's your mask?" And then when you're swimming, obviously you don't have to wear a mask either. I know the swimming part is true at Disney, and I would have guessed that it's probably true about the mask at Disney for if you're just sitting in a chair. But that part is the part that I'm not 100% sure on. So. Yeah. I
believe that's the expectation is like when you're not in the water, you have a mask on.
You have a mask
on. They're from what I've been hearing from the cast members and when I talk to the folks on the phone every day, the thing is because they're looking for consistency in the mask wearing, which I'm hearing they're getting really well, which I'm super excited for the guests kind of working together with Disney on this. And the thing is, if you say that, if you're on the pool deck, you don't need to wear a mask. Well, then say you're at Pop Century or on the Hippity Dippity pool.
Right.
I know it's but I mean, where does the pool deck end? Is it 10 feet from the water? Is it 50 feet? Then you got this whole consistency thing and the lifeguards have to probably jump in and police things. It's big. I would just say if you're in the water, mask off. If you're out of the water, mask on, unless you're maybe sitting at a table eating.
Probably. Yeah. I think that's probably a good case for, wearing the mask. So. Yeah.
All righty, let's get to a question from the inbox. It's from Jennifer T in Michigan up in the mitten. Hello, BOGP crew. My family's headed down to the world the last week of August. This easy breezy bounce back trip has been one thing after another between COVID and free dining, taking backsies and LeBron taking over our hotel. Okay. So she had a bounce back, then she had free dining, then she had LeBron taking over her hotel. I get it. Yeah. That's pretty rough. She says, but we're excited to be doing a split stay at the Contemporary and Beach Club. Whoops.
Oh,
okay. Somebody else.
So that's going to hit your stay again. Sorry. Yeah.
This is going to be a miracle if this trip happens.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, making it super easy to walk to 3 of the 4 parks. While I know Magical Express isn't handling bags, can our bags still be moved to the Beach Club when it's time to move? We don't mind moving them. But we're curious if that's still being provided. We just answered that.
Yes.
Thank you for the endless entertainment during such a crazy time in history. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yay. Well,
yay.
I mean, I guess I don't know where you're staying, but you're probably not staying somewhere around the International Gateway area right now. So sorry.
What about here's a question for you. Should the NBA barbershop stay after the NBA leaves? Should they keep that little cube just in case you need a little trim on the way over to the kingdom?
Where is it located? Do you know?
It's right there. It's right. Scott took a picture of it. Oh. He was eating at Grand Floridian Cafe yesterday.
Got it.
And he sent it to me because you could see it over the fence. It's right along the blue fence wherever he was, like where the blue fence is. But he could see the little cube. Yeah, it's got a little barber pole on it and everything.
Oh, that's adorable. I mean, maybe, maybe it should stay. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Mallory's like, they should just go over to the Magic Kingdom and get a haircut on Main Street. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. They're in a bubble. They
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
I'm like,
They can't.
they're brought them
Yacht Club will be open, right? So
I believe so, yes.
yeah, so maybe they can stay at the Yacht Club. So not be.
I moved somebody to the Yacht Club today. Yes.
Yeah, so okay.
And Yacht Club's got the updated rooms, so don't feel like it's a downgrade. They have better rooms.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robbie's got a question, which I don't know the answer to. We might have to farm this one out to our guests on the social at BRGS Mike and at BRGS Pod. He says, we'll be heading down to Walt Disney World in August. We have park reservations for the days we plan to enter the parks, but can we access a theme park parking lot without a reservation for the respective park, or is the reservation only for entering the park itself?
I think it's
so basically, can you go into the parking lot? They don't check until you hit the touch points, right?
I think that's right. Yeah, they don't check until you hit the touch points. So I think you're fine.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it'd be kind of hard to police.
Right.
Not that far out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Zach has a question in the Facebook chat. My gal and I were thinking about traveling from Texas to Disney, stay there for a few days, head to Port Canaveral for a cruise, then head back to Texas. Any advice or recommendations? Thanks, guys. Okay, so looks like, well, I guess this would be probably late 2020 or early 2021, maybe for the cruise, because right now cruises are in limbo.
Right.
I always say, if you're going to do a cruise, you need to be in the area at least the day before the cruise, just so you don't have to deal with any weather. But they said traveling from Texas, I don't know if they're driving or flying. Either way, you want to be in the area at least 24 hours before your cruise, just if you get settled, feel safe that you're not going to miss the boat. I love the Port Canaveral area because there's lots of history there, especially if you're a space fan. It's called the Space Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You visit Kennedy Space Center, which is amazing. I would highly recommend, going over to Kennedy for the day. You can actually do 2 days there. You have Ron Johns and the Cocoa Beach Surf Company. Just, it's fun. I mean, it's not anything you have to visit, but I love going there. You're going to walk out with some kind of Hawaiian shirt, or maybe you have a surfboard, which you don't need. A boogie board or something.
Still walk on the surfboard.
I don't know. It's just it's a cool place to visit. There's little places to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the sign like where they filmed I Dream. There's a sign for like I Dream of Jeannie. It's just It's very like 50s, 60s, like mid-century kind of feel to it. So yeah, you can really explore Coco. Any other things to do over there?
I mean, you're going to have a good time. If they're wondering about the cruise, I mean, absolutely do it. When all this is over, because there's nothing like cruising on Disney Cruise Line. I mean, Brian and I were actually talking, we've had conversations. We were supposed to go on Royal, in May, and obviously that got canceled. But one of the things that he and I have been talking about is he's kind of like, I kind of am glad, because like I feel like Disney is just like the upper echelon of cruising, and so like he's so he's like, I'm kind of glad, and hopefully we'll be able to go on a Disney cruise then, once everything kind of calms down and everything like that. So like he's already anxious and itching to go on a Disney cruise again, and personally I am too. So that's kind of the nice part about Disney, is it really, there's something so special about it, and it's like this intangible thing. So if you're worried about going on a Disney cruise, I mean, obviously you're listening to a Disney podcast, so don't be worried about that. But, as far as recommendations on the cruise, I mean, absolutely make sure you do the adult dining experiences at either Remy or Palo or both. They're absolutely worth it. I think that they're fantastic options. At Remy is actually one of the best meals I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm extremely picky. Like, I don't eat a lot of interesting food. But that night I did. And it was one of the best meals I've ever had. I mean, absolutely. I would say 100% go for it. You're going to have a great time. And just wish all this COVID stuff would, go away. But
really?
Back on the cruise ships, because I really, really am itching to get on a Disney cruise again. So yeah.
The difference between Royal and Disney Cruise Line. Disney Cruise Line is comfortable. It's very elegant. It's very it feels good to the Disney fan.
Yeah.
Like you do not want to leave. It feels like you're definitely in that Disney bubble the entire time.
Absolutely.
Royal Caribbean is fun, and I've sailed Royal a few times, and it's really neat because they have gigantic ships. They have really flamboyant type shows. It's very much like a floating Vegas,
Yeah.
casino. And I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit different. I mean, and it's also, it's not as expensive because it's not as, they have a lot of ships compared to Disney.
100%. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's just a different kind of fun.
We would have had a great time. I'm not saying that we wouldn't have. I mean, we were going to be with Pam and Steve and all them, but it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, he's kind of in a weird way happy that it worked out the way it did. And so that's good. So Disney Cruise again, 2021. I don't know. Whenever we get the chance to go on a Disney Cruise again.
For real. I just want to get back out in the ocean.
Yeah.
All right. Jenny Lee from Down Australia says, is upgrading to a Savannah View room at Animal Kingdom Lodge worth it over marathon weekend?
Ooh.
First of all, let's hope Animal Kingdom Lodge is back open for marathon weekend because it is not open right now.
Right.
Marathon weekend. I'm trying to think. Okay. So there's really two, because obviously I do this every year. There's two trains of thought when it comes to marathon weekend. One is you're not going to do the parks. Now she's coming all the way from Australia, so I don't know how this is going to work out. But if you're there for the sole purpose of running and enjoying that and saving your legs, saving your feet, really chilling, other than the races, yes, that's a great thing to do because it makes it more fun to stay in your room, watch the animals, take it in. However, a lot of people get down there for marathon weekend and they just need a place to shower and sleep. And because you're so tired anyway from running the races that you don't really care and you're out doing stuff in the parks, even though you probably shouldn't. So it kind of just depends. Like, are you going to be somebody who hunkers down other than the races to save your legs? Then I would do a nice resort. I tend to stay Pop Century at All-Star or something like that just to kind of, I go pretty much the whole time, even though I shouldn't.
Yes. Don't do as Mike Roman does. He kills it every time. So
but I get there. I'll make it. I
know.
All right. John has a question. He is from Itasca, Illinois. Says, hey, Pam, Rikki, and Mike. Assuming there's a pass holder hotel rate when I'm traveling, if I have a room booked and upon check-in, I upgrade my 7-day park ticket to an annual pass, can I have my hotel rate adjusted to the pass holder discount rate? Thanks as always. You guys are the best. Unfortunately, you cannot because you have to have the pass at check-in. So you'll get that pass holder rate for subsequent trips for the next 365 days. But for that initial stay, you will not get the AP rate. But here's the thing. If you have that ticket on there, like he says, he'll have a 7-day ticket. So it's a Magic Your Way ticket with his room on the initial stay. You are then eligible for that stay for package discounts, which a lot of times pretty close. Not exactly, but you're pretty close.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Okay, Rob sent a question in, or email in today, and I want to get this out there because he has feedback. He just got back. So he says, Mike, we had an awesome time at Walt Disney World this week. Thanks for everything you did to make it happen. I just wanted to share a few things from the trip. Feel free to share on the show. Okay, crowds. They are very low. We didn't have to wait more than 35 minutes for any ride. You can easily ride any ride you want and even ride the popular ones multiple times. We rode Flight of Passage 5 times on our Animal Kingdom day.
That's awesome.
So I'm going down a week from the day the show comes out on Wednesday. I'm going to ride Flight of Passage just because I've never been through the regular queue.
Oh,
it's awesome. I want to do that. I've done the Fast Pass 3 times.
Oh, okay. All right. The regular queue is pretty cool. I did that on the annual pass holder preview because I got to that's the only time I've done the regular queue. I won't wait in that line. So yeah, it's really actually a very, very awesome queue. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, I'm sure you've seen like pieces of the queue, but
I've seen pieces, yeah. But I don't really want to ride the ride because I don't really like it that much. It kind of makes me a little ill, but I do want to see the queue. So I figured it's the time.
Okay, good.
The time. All right, he says food. Outside of Epcot, there are not a lot of snack and food options. For instance, Animal Kingdom only had one popcorn bucket refill cart open. You really have to plan, especially with mobile ordering. One nice benefit of mobile ordering is no fighting over tables. It really limits who can be in the restaurant. So is that how that's working? Like you have to I believe they do not let you in until you're it shows on the app that you're ready. Then you get admittance into the restaurant. And then of course that knocks down the crowds, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it works. Yeah. You have to prove that you have placed your order. Unless you have like a dietary restriction or something like that. And then I believe you can talk to the cast members out front and then they will assist you further. But yeah, I mean, you do have to have that proven, hey, I've placed my order and I'm here and I would like to go pick up my order in order for you to be allowed admittance into the restaurant. Yep.
Sounds good. It says hotel, very clean. Consistently saw cast members cleaning. The Contemporary had all the restaurants open, but the menus were limited, and it got very busy between 7 and 8 p.m. when the parks closed.
Mm.
Also, limiting 4 people or one party to the elevator created a bottleneck and long lines. Which I don't know what else I'm going to do because people, I mean, it's so weird. Like, anytime anybody gets close now, because we've been doing this now for 4 or 5 months, you're like, get the heebie jeebies,
I
but I mean, you can't ride an elevator with other people, I guess.
It's true. When, like I said, when we were at Universal, uh, they again had the same rule of only one party, in the elevator, and so we were in the elevator, and this guy, like, they stopped on the whatever floor, and this guy like got in with us, and we're like, dude, like, what are you doing? You're just gonna get in the elevator with us? But like normally that wouldn't be a problem, but now it's like, why are you getting in the elevator with us? Like, you should know better. Don't get in the elevator. So I get the backup, but there's really nothing you can do at this point. And it's just, it is kind of what it is. And it's unfortunate, but, I'd rather, I guess, be in the elevator by myself. So don't get in the elevator with other people.
I mean, I think it's going to slow you down, but the thing, I keep trying to tell Mallory this because I'm trying to get her ready because she has grown up, and think about it. Like, if you have kids that's like in their teens, like they have only grown up with fast passes, like this is going to be, and I mean, really, I have too, for the most part, but I'm trying to get her mentally prepared for things like that. We've never waited for an elevator. We might have to do that on this trip. When we go into the Magic, because we land and we have Magic Kingdom theme park reservations for our first day. And the thing is, I don't want her to balk initially if she sees like a line that comes outside of an attraction that we don't normally see. I'm trying to get her prepared that there's social distancing where that's probably going to be a shorter wait. It just appears longer initially.
Absolutely. And I think that that's kind of an issue with all of us, especially that go often, is that, you will see a line and it's going to be like outside of where you normally would stand. And it says that it's, 15 minutes, and you're like, there's no way that's 15 minutes, but you have to take into account the fact that they are socially distancing us in the line, and that, sure, by the time they space everybody out with that, 6 feet apart from things, that it is only 15 minutes. But at first your mind is like, no, there's no way that's 15 minutes, but you just have to kind of trust the system and believe that that's the case and go with it. So yeah, I get the fear though, that like, oh no. Yeah.
But then I took a picture a couple days ago on Main Street where it was just like, maybe 10 people in the frame, and he was, up by the flagpole and shooting down Main Street. I was like, so jealous.
Yeah.
So jealous.
Yes.
Oh. And his Rob's last comment was masks. Everyone was wearing one and complied with Disney's rules 99% of the time. It was a pretty remarkable to see. I could tell on the weekends that less people complied, but it wasn't bad. Instead of 99%, he says he would guess it was like 94%. So
yeah.
Is that what you saw when you were down there?
It is. Absolutely. 99% of the time, it was okay. It got a little less okay in the evenings. I guess either people were tired of wearing the masks or whatever. Maybe more locals were coming out. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely noticed that it was good for most of the day, and then in like the evening, it got a little bit sketchier. Not really, that's the worst probably term to use for that, but I would say about that 94% is probably about right. So.
All righty. And we have another question from Amanda. It's just titled Mask Meltdown.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, ooh, what's that all about?
Mm-hmm.
It says, hey, I have a question for your podcast. I completely understand the reason Disney is requiring us to wear masks. I personally have no desire to go even to the happiest place on earth in the hot weather and wear a mask. So can you tell me, when do you think Disney will allow guests to come back to the parks without requiring a face mask? Obviously, I think Disney is going to be not on the front end of the requirement going away. They're going to be mid to late on that whenever the CDC or the state of Florida, or just basically experts and government officials pull that back. And I mean, as you can see, things are trending in that opposite direction. So if I had to guess, face masks are obviously here for the remainder of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Conservatively. And maybe for spring of, we just don't know how long this could last. COVID's got to go away before that happens.
Absolutely. I think at the earliest, and this is just projections, the earliest maybe summer 2021, fall 2021, before they start, even before like the CDC and everything starts relaxing, masks. I think that and Disney will definitely be on the tail end of not making people wear those, because again, for the health reasons behind it. They want to. The worst thing that can possibly happen in all of this is, a big news story come out. Hey, a ton of people got COVID from, visiting the Walt Disney World theme park. I mean, that is the worst story that Disney does not want. So, matter of fact, I actually saw today that one of the news reports came out that because of the mask wearing that has been happening at Disney and Universal, that the theme parks have not had a major case, and in the times that the parks have been open.
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
I'm sorry. It was a news report, so I mean I just jinxed it, I'm sure. So I mean, look, they're gonna err on the side of caution. So it's gonna probably be at least summer 2021, fall 2021 minimum. I would suspect that these masks mandates will even consider going away. It's all going to depend on what happens with the vaccine and how the how COVID ebbs and flows with life and everything like that. Like there's too many unknowns to really be able to predict when the mask wearing will end up being able to go away. So
yeah, I would say if you're unwilling to wear a mask to Walt Disney World, you're just gonna have to be patient because it's gonna be a while. I mean, like I'm not a big mask wearer. I don't leave the house. I work from home. We had Paige home. She does the shopping because she does Instacart. The girls go to Target. I could care less about going to the store. And we just been getting to go food and eating it at home. Or eating from home, and I just haven't really gone anywhere. So this will be. I mean, and I'll be honest. Like when I go down in a week, like I'm gonna give feedback because you're getting somebody that's not used to wearing a mask going down on August 5th to Walt Disney World wearing one. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a change, and I get it. Having done it, having worn it, it is definitely a change. The best thing that I can suggest is to bring multiple masks so you have the ability to change it out if you do get hot, and make sure you have one that's. I know this is a weird thing. Somewhat breathable. I mean, not that you can. That's why they are.
I'm bringing some disposables because I have like some Mizzou ones, but I'm bringing some disposables too.
Absolutely, bring multiple ideas of masks to see which works best for you in those situations. But something breathable in the sense of like that's why they're requiring the 2-ply mask is so that like it helps to keep the respiratory going out and into the world necessarily, but at least lets a little bit of air come through, not a lot. So I mean, I've done it. I've worn the masks. It was fine. I will tell you, I absolutely was fine at Universal wearing a mask. It was not bad. And like I said, the only bad day was the day that I was at Disney Springs, and that was because I was not going in and out of buildings to cool down, and that was it. That was the only time I had like a negative experience, and it wasn't really that bad at that point. So but I'm really curious to hear what you think about it, Mike, because like I said, you haven't worn a mask very much. I mean, I wear one here in Georgia all the time. When I go out, I'm putting on my mask. So
I mean, because we don't have a state mandate for masks in Missouri, and we don't have one in St. Charles County where I live either. Now all the counties around us have them. We don't. So you can go places and not. But I mean, I drive through Taco Bell. I drive through pick up food. I
still wear my mask when I go through the drive-through. So like when I go pick up my Starbucks, I'm wearing my mask. So I'm
in a Jeep with my top down. I figure like
I get that, but I still do it. So it's me, and that's just who I am. So I'm still gonna wear it.
And I actually survived the motor vehicles getting my license renewed because I stood in line forever and I forgot a mask.
Oh.
I didn't have to wear one. Most people had them on. But I was invested. Like I had to wait like 90 minutes just to get in the building, and I wasn't leaving at that point. So I was like, well, I'm probably dead, but I made it.
Well, that's the biggest thing too, is like, Brian's not the most responsible with wearing masks, in the sense of like, I never know if he's got a mask on him. Like, so I'm always like,
I would have thrown one on. I didn't have one.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I had to go because I went to the initial place right by my house, and they said, oh, your plates aren't here because you have personalized plates. You got to go to this other place 9 miles down the road. And I got all flustered, and it was was a big mess.
Oh no, that's
But I'm here, so that's good. Okay, last question is from Jenny Lee again down in Australia. She was mentioning the Animal Kingdom Lodge. She asked which part is better. So I guess she's talking about the Jambo House or Kidani Village. So Kidani Village is the DVC portion of Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now there are some DVC units in Jambo too, but the Kidani Village is DVC and that is open right now, and it should stay open. So that's where you got the villas. Kidani Village has a sneakily awesome pool. It's kind of across the parking lot, but it's a lot of fun with like water features. Now, the Jambo House pool is more like your typical feature pool. It's big, it's beautiful, it's got the poolside bar. I like Jambo Houses better, but I think you got to give some props to the Kidani Village pool. Now, Kidani Village has Sanaa for their restaurant, but no quick service, no counter service. So you got Sanaa. You'd have to walk down to Jambo to get your Mara, to get your counter service stuff. If I had my druthers, I would stay at Jambo. You're more in the middle of the action, but Kidani's nice. Kidani's more of that DVC philosophy, the home away from home, where you're going to bring some food, make some stuff in the room, stuff like that. Jambo is more your typical hotel with the amenities you would appreciate in like a beach club, yacht club kind of situation, I would say.
Yeah, agreed. I think I would choose Jambo as well. I've stayed in Kidani, and Kidani's lovely. I mean, I absolutely love Kidani. But if I was looking to like be in the action, I would probably stay more in the Jambo house section. Plus, I mean, they have Boma and they have Jiko, so you've got Sanaa, which is fantastic and I love. But Boma and Jiko are also. Well, I haven't done Jiko yet, but Boma is fantastic too. So, although at this point, so who knows if that'll come back? Yeah,
Jiko's super good. It's just super expensive.
Yeah,
it's so good though. Yeah. I did it once and Pam was paying. So
yes.
Okay, that's it for today's questions. We'll be back in on Friday where we're talking stop, sip, and snacks. So join us for that. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the great folks over at the Magic for Less Travel. When it comes time for that next Disney adventure, and adventure is out there. And right now, hey, we can book those 2021 fall Disney cruises. Hopefully this is all an ancient memory by then. So drop by the magicforless.com, see all the itineraries. If you want to book Walt Disney World, there's some awesome deals right now for the fall of 2020 at Walt Disney World, especially if you're an AP holder or a Florida resident. Just fill out that quote form. We'll get the information to you right away. If you mention the show, I'll be working with you, and I appreciate that so very much. So again, drop by the magicforless.com today, fill out that quote, and we'll be planning that trip together. Themagicforless.com. Also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Get all your Prime benefits, cost you nothing extra, and every purchase helps support the show. So please use it as often as you can. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And finally, get in on the fun. Over on the Patreon, we do polls, we have discussions, we give feedback, pictures from back in the day. We talk about, we reminisce like Little River Band over there for our trips gone by. And every Thursday, because you don't get enough Be Our Guest podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and actually Thursdays now with the live shows. But you get Mike in the Midwest, which is a crazy little mini podcast every Thursday for our patrons. Last week we talked about shopping malls around St. Louis, Jamestown Mall.
Yeah.
Northwest Plaza, St. Louis Center. Yeah. The Galleria even. Oh, we talked about all that stuff. So it's fun.
That was like, that was like the fancy mall.
Yeah, we got murdered there last week, so it's not so much anymore.
Not so much fancy mall anymore. No.
Exactly. Anyway, so check out Patreon. We sure appreciate that support. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give us a follow on social media, Instagram and Twitter at BeOurGuestMike and at BeOurGuestPod. And of course, Facebook.com/BeOurGuestPodcast, and subscribe to the show now so you get the alerts over on YouTube, YouTube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. All right, we're jumping out of here. We'll be back again together on Friday talking stop, sip, and snack. So be right. So for Pam and Rikki, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to head back to work, and we'll see you real soon. I quit getting the comments.
Oh, I think they just stopped coming in.
I know it did that a few times back in like months ago.
Oh, are we still getting comments? Like, are people still commenting on our stuff?
I thought they were.
Oh,
somebody just put a test comment.
I'll go to the Facebook page too and double check.
John Luke just said, "I hate to wear a mask 8 hours a day at work."
Oh,
or he to wear one. The disposal surgical mask are the easiest to breathe.
Then that did not come in.
Yeah, we missed a lot of comments after the ones of Roblox guests.
Correct. that's weird.
Well, here, I'll come out and go back in. And then, or actually, I'll restart the stream for the second show. Maybe that'll help.
Oh.
Is it always the same link for you when I send you the link?
Yeah.
I think it is.
No.
Is it a different number?
Yeah, I get a different number.
All right. Well, here, I'm just going to kill this